Do you want to learn more about foods grown with genetically modified organisms? We talked to consumers to find out what topics they most wanted to know about in order to cut through the confusion. Then we gave them the chance to meet with an expert to ask the tough questions. Here's what one consumer wanted to know about GMO safety.
How do you test that this is safe in humans?
There's a big challenge with finding out where information about our food is coming from. People are just scared that all of these maybe unnatural things, as they consider them in their foods, are somehow going to harm their kids long term. You know, as moms, we have so many things that we have to worry about, and I would like it if this were one thing that we didn't have to worry about.
I'm part of a scientific community that thinks a lot about food safety because we work in the field. It would be fair to say that we are very proud of what has come out of genetically modified crops insofar as we have a perfect safety record. We have taken precautions in terms of testing these products to a point that is far beyond anything we've done in any other type of agriculture.
So what you're looking at here are soybean plants where we're doing our testing. And we're looking for everything. Numbers of leaves, growth performance, we'll look at yield once they're farther along. Then what we'll do is we'll take this to the field. So everything is basically discovered before we ever start thinking about crop performance. A soybean plant is always a soybean plant, but the transgenic technology allowed us to make an advance we couldn't make otherwise. You will digest it the same, it'll give you nutrition the same way, it's still made of amino acids just the same as any other protein. Protein is protein, you digest it the same. Everything that we put out has to go through regulatory. And regulatory is about a 10-year process, it's a very expensive process. And during that, it's important to point out not everything makes it through.
You're not making a monster soybean plant.
Correct.
Okay.
It's going to go through USDA APHIS, it's going to go through FDA, it's going to go through EPA.
Okay.
So any one of those agencies has the right to say, sorry, it's a no-go.
Over the last 15 to 20 years that we've been doing research in this area and that people have been consuming the genetically modified crops that have come from that research, we have had zero health issues that are ever documented associated with that.
So I shouldn't be scared to feed my kids genetically modified foods.
Right.
Good.
Right.
I think the most surprising thing that I learned today was just the amount of time it takes to get something like these plants from where Dr. Mackenzie is growing them to actually be integrated into our food. I really wish that all moms, all consumers really could have this experience to go to the source, because I think that it's so helpful to actually sit down and talk to somebody who's dedicated their life to this.
I'm Betsy Estes. I am a full-time working mom to 2 young kids, and I also write a blog called Super Suburbs, where I talk about some fun things to do in Chicago and outside Chicago with young families.
My name is Sally Mackenzie. I'm a plant molecular geneticist, and I work here in the Center for Plant Science Innovation at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I have been a professor for 24 years. That's a really long time. Aside from my career in science, I am also the mother of 2.